she's got lasers.
She got to do the hand thing. There it is.
Girl. Yes.
There you go, girl. Work it. Work it.
I thought you were going to sing her music to her.
I can tell.
I know. Where's my music?
I got to wait for it to start.
Beep, 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 beep.
All right, let me see if I can do this. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh. See.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Hi.
I did it. Hi.
How are you?
Hello.
Hi. Thanks for joining us today. Oh, look at these best buddies reunited right here on Backstage.
Oh, yeah.
You guys gonna be able to keep it together for this interview?
Probably
I
not.
hope so.
Oh. So, Lex, you and your entire family have always been WWE fans, right?
Oh, my gosh. My family has watched WWE forever. My grandma always said she was going to marry Dusty.
Which, oh my God, good choice.
Would have been amazing. And my aunt always said she was going to marry Stone Cold. And my cousins growing up thought they were the Hardy Boys.
Ooh, yes. That must have led to some mistakes.
You know, we had a little blow-up pool in the backyard that was empty, no water in it, and that was their ring. And they would just knock each other around. Don't try this at home. They would do all that stuff. And I was always the one that was like running away, like, don't hit me now. And then I ended up being, you know, the one in WWE.
Things worked out.
You know,
it worked out.
Yeah.
For you.
I think
For me, yes. It worked out for me.
for you. Another thing that's really cool, and like I just know everything about you because we are besties.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's just a really cool story, but like I kind of want you to share it. Like, how'd you get into wrestling? Like for everyone that doesn't know.
Oh, man. So obviously I had a very athletic background growing up. I did a lot of sports. And after college, I remember thinking that I just didn't want to adult yet. And my trainer that I was training with for bodybuilding, he knew that I was a WWE fan. He said, hey, I heard WWE is having a casting call. It was a Diva Search at the time. And I was like, interesting. So then I actually went on WWE.com, and there was a link down at the bottom. It was in red font, and it says, do you want to be a WWE superstar? Yes, I do.
Hell yeah.
So I clicked it, and it said all these requirements. It says make a video describing why you want to be a WWE superstar, why you think you could be a WWE superstar. So I paid someone like $100 to film me in my gym.
We
in a
actually
bikini.
have it conveniently.
Great.
So we don't want to put
Fantastic.
that out in
Never
the
got
world
to
to
Can we
see.
not, though?
Come on, we have to.
Oh, my,
Look
oh
at you.
my God.
Look at those bangs.
I still have those bangs.
Oh my
Work it,
God, look at that pod, girl.
Girl, look at this.
Oh my gosh. That's that exists. That is something.
I
That
feel
is
like
a
you need a
thing.
low
That got you in the door.
That did. That's the thing. And so I sent in the video, didn't think anything would come of it, and I got a call to go to LA, and there was a casting call at the time, and they said that it was down to 50 girls. So I made the first round by the. I mean, how could I not?
I would have signed you right on the spot.
No,
Humble brag.
humble brag. Oh God. And then I went to the place in LA, and I remember there was these gorgeous actresses, models, and I was just like texting my mom. I was like, "Well, I tried. You know, that was it." And actually, I went in, and I immediately recognized Triple H, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, did you know that you're Triple H?" I had that moment.
It's time to play the game, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And my personality and my knowledge of the business, and just telling them about how much my family loved WWE growing up, and I got a call on the flight back saying I made it to the next round of the tryout. And I was like, cool. And it was like a 30-day in-ring tryout in LA. I was like, awesome, that's going to be so cool. And then a week later, I got a call saying, you're not going to the tryout. Dreams crushed. And then I was told, instead, you're going to be signed, and we're hoping you are as athletic as you look.
I believe, like Christian would say, you got rocket strapped, my friend.
But
Get her out there.
It's been a great time.
So you show up to, which was FCW at the time.
Yes.
Which is now, of course, NXT.
Yes.
Who kind of took you under their wing when you first got in there?
Charlotte.
Okay.
100% Charlotte. Charlotte was the one person who always had my back. Charlotte and Shaw Guerrero.
Okay, what kind of stuff did they, what kind of knowledge did they bestow upon you?
You know, just the knowledge of the culture, you know, WWE and just it's a culture, you know.
It's important to know that stuff.
Yes, and they guided me, and Charlotte has always been that person. Like, she still always, whenever I had like my matches when I was in the beginning, she would always text me like, good job on your match. Mm-hmm. Even if it was a terrible match, she would make sure she gave me the little
She's the best.
You know, like she's amazing. She was single-handedly, her and Shaw were the people who had my back.
So speaking of people that have your back, Nikki Cross. Like,
Yes.
This is your new bestie.
Yes.
How do you feel about that? Being a tag team, being former tag champions.
Even how you guys got there.
Yeah, how did you guys get there?
So Nikki and I actually pitched to work together. Nikki went to Vince and was pitching her all these ideas to Vince, to him, and I remember as soon as she walked out of Vince's office, I walked in and I told him, I was like, I know I'm not going to be in the title picture right now. Let me work with Nikki. Can I work with Nikki? I feel like she has something awesome, and we could really, at the time it was, I wanted to pitch, you know, me kind of manipulating her into getting her to do what I want, kind of a thing. But then instead, Vince gave his blessing and we started to work together, and it became this odd tag team that just somehow works, and it's amazing, and we travel together. I know we used to travel together. But
Travel girl.
We used to travel together. But we travel together, we work on, you know, everything together, and it's just been such a fun dynamic. And, you know, we were tag champions. She got her first title,
Yes.
and it was so awesome, and it's been such an amazing thing. And I'm just super happy that, you know, with us both going to Vince and everyone, that they really, you know, gave us that opportunity.
It's been really fun to watch you two click and see where you guys are going to go with everything. But, you know, on more of a serious note, I mean, you've been very public about body image issues that you've had, eating disorders. Why was it so important for you to go public with that? And what was the reaction that you got?
I found it important. So I actually didn't talk about it for about 10 years. That was one of those things. I didn't want people to judge me. I didn't want any sympathy. I didn't want any kind of anything really about it. And I just remember when I was in the hospital, because each time I was hospitalized, I almost died from them. I would have visits. You know how as WWE superstars, we go and we visit people in the hospital, and children specifically. And I was in a children's hospital, and I had soccer players come visit me. And I remember thinking, you don't know what I'm going through. You're telling me I'm going to be okay, but you haven't been there. And especially when it's a battle of the mind, any kind of mental illness is, you don't see it on a person. It's an internal battle, and you never know what someone's going through. And so I wanted to be that person that says, I've gone through this. It doesn't have to define you. It can be a part of you and a part of your past and make you who you are today, but it's not always going to control you. And I never had that, so I wanted to be that for someone. And ever since I, you know, talked about it, anytime, any appearance I have, even just walking down the street, I have had people, men and women, come up and tell me, I've dealt with this, and I appreciate you telling your story, because now I feel like I can get over it as well.
Certainly. You know, I, of course, and so many people commend you for being so public with that about something that obviously must not be easy to talk about, but for you to be able to make that difference for people is amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Alexa, thank you so much for sitting down with us. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms at WWE on Fox, and use the hashtag WWE Backstage. Let us know what's on your mind.